Okay. So tonight's session is to create a capture page, really, to be able to capture the information from a prospect. And on that note, we're using the Now site, and the reason why, it's very simple. And as you capture, okay, let me just add a few pins here. Just 1 minute, Tammy. I'm going to add you as two. Okay. As you capture those leads, then there's a lot that you can do with it, right? Because within this context of the Now site, you can start doing posts, you can interact with them. There's the selfie AI, there's the Mimo. These are all the different aspects that are really, really, really awesome. And what I'm about to share does probably require an upgrade. Don't feel that you need to upgrade, but at least you being aware of what's available to you, then you may choose to take advantage of that. And I do recommend to take advantage of the referral program that they have. Refer to 3 or 4 people, and your program is free. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? So let me go ahead and share my screen so I can bring some things to you so we can have some visuals. Okay, let me just get rid of a few things on my screen over here. Perfect. Okay. I'm just gonna move you guys here so I can see all your beautiful faces. Et voila. Okay, we're good. Okay, so let me get those files. Where are you? Here you are. Okay, so what you're seeing here, just gonna move that here. What you're seeing here is, and I'm not saying that you need to follow what I'm doing at all. You can do anything you want. I'm just going to teach you how to fish, and you can turn around and do it yourself. I choose to do this. Others may want to have a moving video on the background that I'll show you all. It's really, really, really simple. And let me explain to you a little bit of why I have this information here, because really for me to show you how to do this, it's about 5 minutes. It's really that simple. But I have here Max International, and just a little bit of a little slogan on the need it. Again, a little bit of a brief information here, to attract attention. And one thing that Jason was telling me to encourage people to leave their name and email, just add a $10 off that they can work with us on that on the first month. And what I also notice is because I use my Gmail account to do a lot of marketing. And because of that, often if I use my email from the Apple cloud, then everybody gets it. But if I use the Gmail, it ends up in people's junk mail often. So I write this little message over here because sometimes people say, well, I registered, I didn't get your email, and it just happens to be sitting into their junk mail. It says, oh, I see it. So I just have that little message there. Another thing too is some people don't want to give the email. You don't want to lose a sale for that. So they can bypass it and go right into the affiliate site. And I'll show you also how to get your affiliate link. It's really, really simple. Okay. So from there, I choose the Salgivity. But of course, I could, if let's say the Salgivity is right now not available, then I can choose the ATP. Okay. So it's just a different link, and I'll show you how you can change all of that. So this is what I want to show you how you can get. So if you do, for example, a Facebook ad campaign, or you're posting something that you did, a little video, and then you boost it on your Facebook page, then the link that you would refer, and by the way, what I did is I created a domain. I call it Max Pays. I had that for years, right? So I assigned a Max Pay domain to point to my Now site. With a Now site, you can have an unlimited amount of domains associated to any page you create. So they don't see the Now site here. They just see Max Pays, right? So, and at the end of the day, you'll see that I'm using literally their template, but obviously the testimonials that are coming from Max International, from the blog, from the Live Max that I got from there. And these are also coming from the blog. I did one Tammy did one also, and in her case, she has a little video of her and I talking about the technology, which we do need to update a little bit. But again, I'll show you all of this. So it's really simple, and that's the goal. Now, before I get to the Now site, if I may suggest as a reference, and I added it over here, I put it to the top, Mastering Now Site AI with Chris and Tammy. It's a training that we did, and it was with Cheryl Cheryl Cuckoo, I believe, and she went through the. Why is it so slow? Okay, and she went through she she went through the details of creating your profile, and I think that's very important because this site, when it starts creating things for you, it tries to create an environment that represent your brand, your style. Okay. So I recommend that you watch this video over here. So if I go back, for example, if you go to active team, let's see, active team training, I believe I call it active team training.com. Did I spell that right? Active team training and ing. If I typed it correct, it should technically take me right here. Okay. And then you would select the playlists. And on the playlist, if you go all the way to the bottom, you'll notice here the full playlist for Go for Diamond webinars. So every single webinar from the beginning of time, they are here. So if you click on this link, it will show you the entire playlist of everything we've ever done. Okay, so it's going to go on here. So the fact here is it's at the top right here. So I do recommend that you go through this so you can go through the process of creating your environment of who you are, your story and everything, and just following the Now Site procedures. And I do recommend that. And again, folks, don't feel that you need to have that. It's a tool because I know that many of you do have it and it's a great asset and you don't need to do, to know a lot to make this work. It's actually pretty straightforward. The other thing that I want to share with you here is if you don't already have it, part of the mastermind, they give us a link that we can provide. So I'm going to put that in a chat. Things are a little bit slow right now. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm just going to put it in the chat, but I will also put it into the comment section of the YouTube, this particular YouTube training. I'll add the details there. In fact, I'll add this training over here and everything else. So I think it's important that you go through this first so you familiarize yourself with the process of how-tos when it comes to initiating your site with the Now site. Now we're going to jump into the Now site. This is what this looks like. Okay. So many of you are familiar with that. And you probably noticed that many of you are posting some wonderful messages. I know I've got a lot of great traction because of the way it thinks like me because it reads my profile. And that's what I meant earlier. So I'm not going to go through all of this today, but it's something that I do recommend for you to go through. What we're going to do now is go right into the feature of the website, and I'm going to show you the email because that website is connected to an email list that will be populated. And I can share with you all the emails. There's 16 emails that I prepared. So if you have your account with the Now site, I can actually send you that entire list and you just click one button and it brings it up to you. You just need to change some details to make sure it points to you and not back to me. Okay. So let's start with the website creation. So this is it's that little bell. Now, if you don't see this, it's because you don't have that feature yet. Okay. So this is what this looks like. Okay. And I have a couple sites that are over here. And the one we're going to focus on, obviously, is Max International. So far, there's been 228 people. I haven't really promoted it that much for obvious reasons, is I'm waiting for the products to be in abundance, again, before I start doing my ad campaigns, and this number will grow. As you can see, they're coming to transform. It's doing quite well. Okay. These are people that are opting into my list. These are perfect strangers that are coming in and they're receiving my emails campaign. You can see here, Max International, I got 7. Okay. So let's go and edit it. No, sorry. Let's create the website. Okay. So what I'm going to do is this is exactly, just so you can see, I'm just going to edit that one for now. You can see here what you saw online earlier is exactly that. Okay. So you don't need to create this, but you will need to edit the information it's going to do for you. So I'm going to cancel that for now. And I'm going to say add new. Okay. So now that's all you have to do. Okay. So again, you click here, add new. So I want to create a new website. So from there, it's going to say, well, what do you want to do? Well, it's on Max International. Okay, perfect. So now I have a business profile. Again, if you go back to the training that Cheryl did several months back, it tells you how to create a business profile. So when you create your website, it's going to look at the business profile to find what to say on the site it's going to create. What do you want to call it? Well, I'm going to call it Max International. Okay. Always watch my spelling here, guys. I know Jasmine's here. Okay. So the tone, I'd like to be friendly, professional, persuasive. Some of you may want to have a bit of humor. It's up to you. You can have a excitement if you it's up to you, and maybe formal. It's up to you. I tend to do those three. Okay. Now, the link over here, you can always add this a little bit later, but no, sorry, this is a link that you're going to call it. So when you look at the now site, before you create a domain or anything like this, you can use it as is. So for example, if I say Max International, is it going to take it? No, someone that's actually happens to be me. Okay. I think Tammy, we use Max ENT, I think we did. Yeah, that was Tammy's over here. So let's say you want to call it, I don't know. I'm just going to call it CellGVT. I wouldn't use the name of one product because you may want to do other things, but let's say we put CellGVT. You can see that would work. Okay. So from there, I don't really want to create a website like Commit to Transform. That was a website. What I want to do is I want a landing page. Now you can create a sell funnel. It's not really a sell funnel. I know that's what Marcel called it, but a sell funnel is that you have this landing page and it's a series of funnel that you're going to do. There's really just one landing page that we're doing and we send them to the affiliate link. So landing page is really what I'm looking for. And the link we're going to send it, that would be the link of the affiliate link. Okay, that you would do over here. How do you get your affiliate link? So if I click on the plus sign and I go to livemax.com and I click on these three bars, I think all of you has an account. Go to your account. And I believe that's mine. Log in. The problem in our condo in Toronto, in Daytona Beach, Florida. Hold on, what do I call this again? Oh, you bastard. Did I see this out loud? Okay. Well, okay. So from there, I'm in my back office. So I'm going to go right to the affiliate. And then I'm going to select under marketing. I'm going to go under creative. Okay. Now you can see here all the different banners, but what I'm looking for is those links. So I'm looking, let's say for the Celgivity. Let's say Celgivity is not available, then you can use the Max ATP. Okay. You can see here, this is my ID, and that would be the Max ATP. For the sake of discussion, I'm just going to use this one over here. Okay. So I'm going to copy this, come back, and this is what I'm going to specify here. Okay. Now, this here is something that in Europe is required, where it has that little button at the bottom that says accept all things. Yeah, I don't bother with this in North America because I'm only promoting right at the moment in the United States, because the affiliate link is really working within the US at this moment. And so when you do your ad campaign, I would use the US, and I wouldn't use the entire country. I would maybe focus on certain areas. Again, that's another topic. But So again, it's entirely up to you. Okay. It's just an extra a footer at the bottom that tells people to accept it has to do with cookies and things like that. So you can choose to leave this on or off because we know we're not going in Europe, which is a requirement. But you can leave it as a standard. It's entirely up to you. Now from there you can create yourself, but I'm going to use the build the site myself. So I'm going to go ahead and build my AI site. Oh, that's right. This already exists. So let's call it for the time being, we'll call it that. Okay. So now it's doing its work. So now it's looking at the profile that I created for my business profile, and it's figuring all of this out. And look what it did. Do you recognize the pattern? As you can see, I didn't change very much. All I did is I changed the information. If you want, you can actually copy what we did. I don't necessarily tell you to copy what I did because what I did may not work, but I had some results, but some of you may have brilliant ideas, right? But my recommendation is you want to be standard. You don't want to be too far-fetched because again, it's really depend on your style and what you're looking for. Now, what's really cool here is what you see is how it's going to look on the computer and how it's going to look on the cell phone. Okay, so that's why these two icons are important. So over here, we're going to leave everything as is. Okay. And then let's say I don't like this image on the back. Okay. So what you can do is you click on style, and I would like to change the image. And it's going to go back to some images that I have uploaded before. And let's see, what else do I got there? Let's see. Here, that's the one I picked. Now, if you choose to update, to bring another one, you can select one from your computer. But for the time being, we'll just use that because I think you guys understand the point here. Perfect. Boom. So now we're pretty much what we have. Now, the other thing is you may want to change, again, you could change some of the information there. Again, it took this from my profile, but you may want to add things that you may feel maybe a bit more colorful as you see fit. But everything there is fine. You don't have to worry about any of this except for the testimonial. You may want to create something that is maybe more relevant. I noticed that that's my default over here. And, but you can change this, right? So how do you change that? This is where the information would be changed. Okay. Now, if, for example, you want to add an heading, that's where this would be. At this point, I don't want any heading. I leave it empty. Okay, perfect. Excellent. And that's it. So if, let's say, I turn around and I save this stuff, it's done. Now, I choose not to put a logo here. The reason why is because I want the website to look professional and I don't want them to be distracted with anything. So I'm going to save and exit. So you can see right now that it created this particular website over here. Okay. And it's really that simple. So if I want to see what this looks like, voila. And it's pretty much ready. And when you look at the link over here, at the moment, it didn't create a second button. And these are things, by the way, I can send you a copy, a version of my website. If you have your own Now site, you can send me a message, and through the Now site, I can send you a code. You log into your Now site, and you will have all my capture page. And then you can just change it as you see fit. That could save you some time. Okay. But it's good for you to go through this so you understand how this works. So let's go back a little bit. Was there a question or comment?
Yeah, just a quick question. So
Yeah.
with this landing page, how do you promote it, or where do you promote it?
Well, for example, if let's say, well, you've done many ad campaigns, right, on Facebook, PJ?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you can promote this link. But like I said, what I did is I assign this link over here to a domain called maxpays.com. Okay. So I assign this. Okay. So that's what I would promote to my ad campaigns. And
So
if
you need to put in, you need to have the domain and
yeah,
you have to buy a domain.
yes,
And
but
then
right
from
now,
there,
correct. But I'm not going through this because I don't want to overcomplicate things for folks. Because you can promote this. That's not a problem. This will work. So if I
oh,
take
just like
this,
that.
yes, absolutely. If you
Okay,
copy
so
this,
what you're saying is that you just use that Cellgevity code and then you could create an ad on Facebook.
correct. So for
And then,
example, sorry, let me go back here once. I'll give you an opportunity
Chris,
to share.
put the link in the chat so everybody can click on and see it.
Sure. Okay. So that's the link here that I just created off the press. Okay. Now you'll notice that I have a few things over here on why these pictures are showing. I'll show you how this is done. But the domain thing, the domain name, PJ is correct, is I bought a domain name and I assign this website to my domain name. So when I do an ad campaign, I will promote my domain name. The reason why is, let's say I choose to call this something different later on. Well, I don't need to change my ad. My ad will remain maxpays.com. I just choose to assign a different link to my domain name. That's the reason why I like the domain concept, is that you don't need to change your business cards, your ad campaign, whatever you're doing. And because again, it's the domain name you're promoting, and what you assign a domain name can change as you see fit. Does that make sense, everyone?
How do you point this to your domain name?
Okay, that's another story. We'll come back to that a little later, because right now I'm focusing on creating the website. So we're getting a little bit off target, but let me come back to that a little later. So what happens here, to go back to the site, now we're over here. So the site is good, but it's not finished. Okay, you may want to tailor it in as you see fit. One thing that's important with, for example, your website settings is, I don't know if you're familiar with the term, your what was it called, the SEO, right? This SEO, it's basically an image and a little bit of a blurb that when someone, when you post your link to Telegram or WhatsApp or on Facebook or whatever, they're going to see that little image that you chose. That's where you select these. For example, in this image over here, if I choose to use something like I don't know, I'm just going to choose that. Okay. And this icon over here, okay, this is the little icon that you see there. Okay. See the little live max that they have this icon, and okay. So that's, you specify these in this. That's why it's a small image. It's 32 by 32 dot per inch. So what that means here is you would probably put something like a Max logo, something like that. Okay. And you would save it. Make sure we can save and exit. Okay. You notice what happened here? Okay. So when you go and you go online, okay. I'm not sure why this is showing white, but this technically here, you would see the Max International logo. Okay. I just have to see why it's the image that I chose. There might be something wrong with that picture, but that's where what happens. It's kind of, it adds on to your brand. Okay. Let me just try very quickly. If I use Chrome, I find Chrome is a lot more user friendly than Safari. I find Safari is a little bit old school and Mm. Where do you see the tab? I guess I don't view status bar. Okay, we're not gonna go. We're not gonna worry so much about the details. Oh, it's over here. Okay, showing as white. So there's something wrong with the image that I chose. Otherwise, if you don't put an image by default, what's going to happen? It's going to show you the default icon of the Now site. Okay, so you want to be kind of consistent with your brand, and that's the reason why I'm showing you guys that. Okay, so if I go back to edit, okay, so this is where this is done. Website setting. And the description, it created a description for me. Okay, you can change that. If you click on the AI, for example, you can cut and paste and tell him what you want. I'd like to modify this this description, and I would like to add this, and it's going to merge it or whatever it is that you want. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. But I would just keep the default for now. Okay, so I think that AI Site AI does a great job. And these are, again, just some marketing tools to give it a category. So this would be, again, these are part of the SEO kind of details. So when you start posting things, then it will use that information to give your viewer a heads up on what this site is all about. So this we're dealing with, let's see here, health and wellness, and a subcategory, let's see, what would I put here? Nutrition. There we go. Okay, so that's done. So now he's happy. Okay. You can add some keywords. You see what it did? It did it for me. So that's why if you do your description first, it does a lot of work for you. And social media connection, then you can choose, you know, some things, but I wouldn't worry so much about that at the moment. What's important is for you to do all of that. And your homework today, if you have the Now site and you have that feature, is to create one of those pages. And I can also send you a copy of mine that you can actually bring into yours, and it'll show up. So let me save that first of all. Okay. So now this is the little thumbnail that will show into your social media platforms and so forth, and it's ready to go. It's really that simple. There's really not much else to do when it comes to creating my website. And you can see here that I went, did some of you actually went on the site? Did you click on the link? Any one of you might have? Actually, why don't we try it? It's on the chat now. And just everybody just click on it, or any one of you, just to see that number grow. There you go. See, 2 of you did it. So it's really cool because it gives you a counter on are people going to your site. Okay. Now, let's say that you don't want it anymore. You can delete it. You can share the template. Okay. So I share my template with a few folks, and I think Paul, did I share it with you? Possibly. Okay. I know I share with Tammy, and then from there you can just go ahead and edit with your own information. Sylvie, did I share it with you also?
No, I don't have the marketing aspect in the
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
if you
not
don't have
sure
the
I'm not
yeah,
sure
if you don't have the marketing, it won't work, of course. So
Yeah.
again, that's just food for thought.
Mhm.
What else? The other thing that I wanted to follow up, is there any question over here? All I did is I click add new. I just specified the business type that I want. I just specified the name that I want, the name of my website name, and there the tone. As you recall, I picked those 3. I put my affiliate link. I selected I want a landing page. I just want one page, nothing else, that will be in between my prospect and the affiliate landing, the affiliate page. Okay. Sorry, this link here is the link that you create, which we call Celgivity, which is the link that you will be promoting or assign it to a domain of your of choice. This,
Just,
excuse
I
me,
mean,
go ahead.
just so you, yeah, just so you know, Chris, the first time I clicked on the Celgivity now, it said this may be a suspicious link.
Mhm.
So probably because of the address.
Yes, it's a possibility, and it's one of the reasons why I use a domain name,
Yeah,
right?
gotcha.
Yeah. So there might be some engines that are going on, and it doesn't know who you are. It doesn't know what this is behind. It realize that it's a link that's more than just a page, because the now site is quite intelligent. It does a lot of things behind the scene, and it could trigger certain red flags. It's a possibility. Absolutely. Okay, so let's carry on. So again, you would create your site, but what's really important here is that you create your business profile first. That's very important, and I believe that it's done over here, right? I have all my different business profiles on the things that I do. So when I create my website and I specify which business that I want, it's getting this list from the profiles I created all my businesses. It's really straightforward. Now, something that's also very important now is the email. Okay. Because the point is, a lot of times someone may end up on your affiliate link. They may not buy right away. So you want to stay in touch with them. Now that you're in touch, now that you have their name and email. And you could add your phone numbers too, but I can tell you that more than 50% of folks will walk away if they're forced to put a phone number. You could put phone number as put the word optional. Okay. That's an option that we can do too. And I can show you that in a minute. So now I just want to focus, for example, on Max International. I got 13 emails over here. Okay. So what happens here is this is the lead that came in yesterday. I guess he opened it and that I sent. And as you can see, it's just kind of started recently here. And when you create your emails, I suggest that in my case, and I can send you all of those emails. I can share this with you. That is not a problem. But obviously, you may want to personalize it. So the first one, I use this image over here. Welcome to a new era of wellness. And this one was actually created by the AI. Okay, I'll come back and I'll show you how I did that earlier. And I also specified the link. That was the same link that was showing you earlier. Okay, so it always sends them to that same affiliate link. And the reason why I like the affiliate page for the initial contact is because it's very light. It has great information and it has a lot of things that they can do and they can buy on the spot. And that's what I like. Once it's done, then, and they like the product, I will convert them to become an associate, trust me. Or in some cases, I could invite them to become an associate immediately and save a bit of money, right? So once you're in conversation with them, you guys all know the business. You understand how this works. You can do whatever you want. But let me go back a little bit here when I go back to the email. Okay. So what happens here is I create a campaign. I call it Max International, Celgivity, and Max One campaign. Okay. Because really I'm talking about the ribosine. You'll see in a minute. And the email that I'm using is contact@activeteamgroup.com. Activeteamgroup.com is everything to do with Max. Okay. And this here is the list that I created where it's going to end up into. And if you guys come across some snags or issues, I don't have any issues to help you because that's a 2-minute thing for me to help you with that. But all of these, it's very straightforward. And it will actually, and I'll show you that list in a minute because you can create these and you can create these lists. And I'll show you how that was created. So if you don't have created, we'll come back to it. So let's say there was nothing there. We'll come back to it a little later. And again, what profile do I want? Well, I want the profile of Max International. And that's it. You don't send it to any lists. Okay. This is really the only area you want to fill in. Okay. We'll come back to the list in a minute. Now, the reason why it's important, again, it goes back to your profile. You notice I keep coming back to your business profile because when it creates an email and I want to add a new email, it's because, well, what's the email about? So in this case, I will say, for example, this is welcome email, and to thank them for, I don't know, and you don't need to have perfect grammar. He'll figure everything out. That's the context that I want. It's a welcome email and to thank them for the connection, right? And this here, you can edit that later, but you can choose to external link. Again, that's where you would specify your affiliate link. We'll put that later. So I say build the email. So it's turn around and creating it. Again, remember, it's looking at my business profile to determine what to say. And here you are. So, I mean, you can see the picture is always a little bit kind of boring, but you can choose to change that. But that's what he created. At Max International, we're more than just, and again, I didn't tell him anything. We're more than just a name in health innovation. We're a partner in your journey towards achieving unparalleled well-being.
Being
Okay.
well-
Yeah. Our commitment to your health extend beyond providing superior dietary supplements. We're here to offer you guidance, knowledge, and unwearying, excuse me
Wavering.
for my English. That's right. Support. You're not here for my English. You're here for the knowledge. Okay. So support every step of the way. So from there, you can see that there's a lot of great information over here that kind of gives you a bit of a personal connection. And when they connect here, but right now I didn't specify anything. So obviously you need to replace that. That would be not this, but it would be my affiliate link. So if I go back to my affiliate link, let's say I go back here and let's say copy. Is that going to copy it? No, it's not going to copy it. Yeah, copy from here. Copy. Okay, so now the link that I want, because it won't let you save it until you have the link. So it will keep sending them to the affiliate page. Click OK and save and exit. Okay, so what it just did right now, this is called email 14. This is the one that we're talking about here. Okay, now one of the things that I do is I like to name the email so it's easy for me to pick up. Okay. So that's really important. I don't like email 14. I would call it, something like welcoming email, whatever. Okay. Or you can just kind of use the same thing that is part of your subject line. I tend to like to do that. I do that also. Now, what's really important here, I know Tammy made a mistake at one point where she created all the email, but she never changes the send schedule. I'm using that Tammy as an example because I did the
Yeah.
same mistake. I send that,
And
and
it
that
all went out
guy,
in one shot. Yeah.
yeah, that guy received all my emails in one day. I have to apologize, but you
Yeah.
need to specify. Obviously, the welcome email you send immediately. But let's say you're on your fourth or fifth or seventh email, then maybe every day you want to, put something, and you would put here after the second day or after the first day of enrollment. Okay. And it's always going to be on a sequence based on the previous email. Okay. So I'll show you an example later on, but you'll notice here, if I don't save that, yeah, I'm just going to save it. Save and exit. Okay. So now it's going to be coming within the first day. Okay. So right now, for the sake of discussion here, I'm going to delete this because I don't want this in my email. It was just for a test. Okay. So you'll notice here that the first email, which is this one, okay, will be sent immediately. The second email after the second day. So in other words, it always counts the days from the day of enrollment, if I may call it that. So that's why you see the days increasing over here. And every day I send them something. And the reason is because I don't want them to forget me. And if they're not interested, that's fine. Delete me, put me in a junk, whatever you want. But the fact here is I'm looking for their interest. And the emails are really good. They're based on the blogs that Max created with some great content for them to explain to them what it is that they're looking at. And if you want to make a change in the text, you click on the actual text itself and you click on the edit box. And that's where you can make your changes. Me personally, standard, I like to keep things Arial. Or another one that's also pretty cool is Thomas or Verdena. It's up to you. These are the three that I like. And I usually use 16. I find 14 is too small. Okay. I know that people like me, I hate it. It's just, I always need my glasses. If I don't have my glass, I can't read it. So 16 is pretty cool. And you select the whole thing like that. So you select the font you want, you select the size you want. And if you want something on bold, you would select something bold, select bold, and that's it. And then when you click OK, whatever changes you made will be applied. Click OK again, and now we're done. Okay. And you'll notice that I always keep the subject line to match the email name. So I know it is exactly what's going to, which is going to go 2 days after they enrolled. This, it reminds you over here that in the body of the email, you can see here first name percent. Well, that's the one here. That would be the contact's first name. And these are codes to remind you. So you can actually even get them from here. If let's say you want, to add this into your email. So it's pretty straightforward. And then when you save and exit, then it will be added on. I'm not going to save anything in case I did a mistake. So I'm just going to don't save. Okay. So that's email number 2. So I recommend, if you want my emails, I have no problem sharing this. All it is I went to the Live Max and I selected the main site here, livemax.com. And I just went to their blog. And let's see here.
We could register and then we could receive the email.
Yeah, of course. It's up to
Yes,
you to do that if
exactly.
you want. That's actually a great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
exactly.
can just
But
put
you'll see it in
the
function.
link in the chat and
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just go to maxpace.com. I'll put it in the chat. But please do not promote this because this is my data.
no.
Okay. That's for your own.
Yeah, we
personal-
can promote, but for you.
No, that is not what I want. So again, it's for your own reference, so you can test it and see the functionality of how this all works. Okay. But I'm trying to remember where I went here. You can investigate on this, but I think I went on. Yeah. Just read the content. If you see something that you see that has value, just add it as an email. The one thing that I love about the Now site is it's really intuitive, and it's if let's say you start from the beginning and that you have 0 emails and you say create an email. See, in that case, I did my own because I was cut and pasting from the blog because I wanted to educate them on Celgivity, Max 1, and the Celgivity Max 1 and the ribosine. That's all the content they receive over here in different ways. Okay. But what's really interesting is the AI is very clever because it's going to create a sequence from the previous email. So whatever it did, it's like it's keeping track on what it's doing. It's a very clever email producer, if I may call it that. So I suggest that you investigate. Okay. And the last thing I want to talk about here. So again, when you're done, you click save and exit, and then your emails are there. So how do you connect this email to your website? Well, what happens here is if you create your list here, my lists, okay? So I created a Max International lists, okay? So in this case, you would create one. So create new lists, name it. Okay, create. Voila. So what happens here is that obviously at the beginning, it'll be empty. Okay. When you go back to your emails over here, you would select that. Max ENT2, which I just created. So the moment a lead pops in and it goes into your website, now site knows what to do. It just needs to know, well, where do you want me to send your lead? Okay. In this case, I chose this one. Okay. And that's when you select the connecting list. That's how you choose which list you want him to go to. So to recap a little bit on what we've done here, let me just cancel that. The first thing we did that you need to do, which I recommend to go through the training that Cheryl did, Cheryl Cuckoo, and train your AI. Okay. Train your AI about who you are and how you think. And I think many of you have probably done that already. Okay. Add your keywords and things that are relevant to you. And then the other thing that's important is you want to create your business profiles. Okay. So I created here the Max International business profile. And this is all the details that describes me with my business with Max. And what's really interesting is once you've done that, you can actually build your website right from there. So if you see the video, right, that's another way where you can build your website, and you can also create your email right here. It's going to connect everything together.
But
Question.
where do the AI find all the information about the product?
Well, first of all, it uses, I don't know the details of how it interacts with.
Because you create something for ChatGPT and you were
I understand. Yeah. You know, like ChatGPT, when you go in there and you want some information about Max International, it's going to come up with some amazing information. Like how the heck did it know? Because it's connected. It's like a web, literally it's like a database of information that it's growing and growing and growing. It's an AI. That's what it is, artificial intelligence. And really, it's actually really dumb. But what's happening is the reason why it's so intelligent, it's because it's like you take this dictionary and you stick it in your head and it goes in all in, right? That's what the AI does. But there's 100 millions of dictionaries like this, and it's just accumulating. So what's happening is if you give it a context of what you want in a company, it knows, oh, okay, there's information about this, and it's going to create something based on that. Well, that's how what it's going to spit out. It's going to be a combination of what you said about your business profile and what it's going to find on the web about Max International. Max International has been in business for 17 and a half, 18 years almost. So there's a lot of data there available that it can grab, that it's going to create a relevancy. Is that
Relevance.
correct? Relevancy. Thank you. A relevancy that is going to be in line with your profile. That's why this is very important. So,
Question, Chris.
yeah, go ahead.
Change the subject a little bit. How do you get the leads from this?
What lead?
The leads from Now Site.
Okay, that's something different. So I'm not going to go there in a moment, Maripal. That's out of context, but I will come back to you for that. So from there here, sorry, I don't mean to ignore. It's just because this is a whole new ball game. Okay, but I can show you, and I'll spend a minute at the end here, show you how this works, but that's another feature.
Yeah, and Chris, some of the members here that are in this chat group that are attending today have the full package, and I think it's important that
Yeah, but it's just
that
that I
you
think it's
can go
important we
into
keep,
more details with them. Yeah,
but I think it's important that we keep things in the right context. Otherwise,
sure.
it's becoming spaghetti of information.
Sure.
But I will do a few examples at the end. So right now, this is something that's very, very important. Number one is train your AI. Number two, create your business profile. From your business profile, you can do everything that I just showed you. You see, the same information will be here. You build your email, same information will be there. It will create your email relevant to your business profile. Okay. So that's what I do recommend. Once you're done, you're going to have your websites done which this is the case that we've done over here. Okay. And I've created mine over here. And then the other thing that you will have is your emails that are connected to your capture page. And then when someone decides to enter their names, now you have their name permanently, as long as they choose to unfriend you or whatever. That's not unfriend, but disconnect or decides to unsubscribe. That's totally up to them. But the thing is, if they unsubscribe, fine. You don't want to waste your time with someone who's not interested anyway. Okay. You want to focus on people that are interested. What's going to work for you is the frequency of you promoting your site. So these are the things that you need to go through. If you come across some challenges, let me know. You know my booking appointment, which bookcallwithchris.com, and we'll have a session. I know I've done multiple of them with PJ for other topics. You know, and some of you feel free to use that. We'll have a session. It says 30 minutes, but don't worry about this. We can spend more time. It's just that I found a lot of folks were booking me for an hour, expecting an hour, and there's nothing to talk about, but they want an hour. So now I put it to 30 minutes just to kind of control my time a little bit more. So, but that's all there is to it. Okay. Now in reference to your leads. Okay. So let me go back there on my prospects. So this is a feature that, and I know that Cheryl talked about it briefly, and I remember asking her a question and she shared with it a little bit, but you want to have some relevant, and again, it depends what it is that I'm looking for. So this is a different purpose. Okay. But I have some search histories over here. So there's many different that I've done. Okay. So let's see here. Let's say I want to look at, what's this one? Marketing in Florida. Let's see what this one was. Trying to find one that, yeah, let's try that one. Okay. No, it's not the one. No. You see what I mean? Now we're getting into another, but let me just go back and find, because you want to have the right search criteria. No. There we go. So nutritional supplements, immune system support, just an example. So you want to make sure that you have the right interests. Okay. In this case, I'm only selecting the United States. At one point, I said, well, let's just get Florida. So maybe I can meet with them. But then again, Florida is a big state, so you can specify, but that's totally fine. Because I find that if I speak to a lead and say, yeah, I happen to be in Daytona Beach, it creates an instant connection, right? It's just something that, and it works. And then, and one thing that you want to be also careful is if you put too much information and you want to get the prospect. And by the way, I never send emails to them without making a connection. Okay. So this technically is going to look for people that are within the state of Florida. So if I get a prospect, it's going to search. Let's see what it's going to come up with. She's between, he or she's between 50 to 60, male, education, South Shore High School, medical practice. That's the industry. Oh, it's probably a medical practitioner. Company, Jeopardy concierge, family practice, physician. So you can see that someone, it's a little bit educated. So let's look at this contact. And then it says a bit more information here. So you can see the interest that they have. You can see all the skills that they have, quite a bit. South Shore High School. Okay. I would think there would be a university there somewhere, but okay. And also in this case, it gives me a personality where in this particular case, it shows me, you know, the behavior where following rules and instruction feels comforted by certain being sensitive and so some people could be a bit sensitive to, or they're looking for instruction to give you a sense of, comfort and so forth. David may naturally follow rules and instructions, feel comfortable or comforted by certainty. Otherwise, that's a guy that was going to want to have some facts, some data. Email, they are meticulously detail oriented. So that's a person that probably wants some science, right? So again, it gives you an idea about what this person is all about. Tactics, it goes a little further, how to get David to book a meeting. So you can see that it could be quite extensive. And what I like is you can turn around and go to Facebook or LinkedIn. I like LinkedIn in this particular case. There we go. A bit more details. Now I have the platinum version, so I can connect with him, and I'm not going to do this right now because I want to prepare what I'm going to do. But it gives me a bit of feedback there, and I can send a message once I make a connection, and a message could be something that I created that I use with the AI, where in this case, I would say, I want to start a conversation. Rephrase that. It's actually a cold outreach and cold. And now I want to select, I want to connect with the person. The context is Max International. And then over here, I may want to say, want to connect. No, want to actually make a connection and rapport. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So then I can generate, and it's going to be LinkedIn. And let's go ahead. So it's going to give something that's within the context of LinkedIn. If it was Facebook or Instagram, or if it's sending an email, it varies. Now, over here, it's a little bit impersonal, but discover how Max International. So what I would do is I would check, well, okay, that's the name of the person. That's David. Okay. So want to make a connection and be personable. Generate. So guys, I know I'm taking a little bit more time here, but that's what happens when you get into details. Let's see here. At Max International, we dedicate to represent technology. Our flagship product, Celgivity, is designed to enhance the body's natural defense, promoting optimal wellness that empowers you to live life to its fullest. It believes. Okay, so what I would do here is I could add a few things. I know his name. I would say,
Hi.
hi, David. I like to say where I met them. I got your information from a site. They won't know what that is, but at least it gives them a context of where I got it. Call now site that share your information. And again, I would rewrite this, folks. I'm just doing this quickly here.
Your contact.
That share your contact, or yeah, that's
You got
probably it.
shred, not share.
Yeah. And again, you don't have to say at Max International. In fact, it may not be a good idea to mention a company, right? So I'm just giving you a quick example over here.
Mm.
Okay. And then you can turn around and you can put Chris. I have a really hard time with this keyboard. And you can put here, that's it. Or you can see here, looking forward to connect. Oh, that's right. So if I say copy to clipboard and I go here, boom. Subject is optional. You know, in this case, and LinkedIn, you don't really need, but looking forward to connect. Yeah, you can still say, I think it's appropriate. And then boom, I would send it. Okay. And another thing that you can do is you can put the website. So for example, I could put here maxpays.com. Okay. So now the first thing it's going to do is check me out, check the site. They may choose to opt in. Now they'll start receiving my email. You see what I'm saying? There's many ways to connect. And you can also, sometime I will do both. I will send on LinkedIn and I will also send it on, if I go back to his contact over here, let's go back to my contacts. David is right here. He's not assigned to any groups there. By the way, just for your information, when you see a 0 there, there is no list it is assigned to. So the zeros are people like that's someone that opted in yesterday on the 21st. Is it yesterday? The day before, Sunday, whatever. Okay. And then you can see here that that's his information here. And often when you do something, you may want to put a note. Okay. Sent private message through LinkedIn. Boom. Right. So in this case, doesn't apply because I didn't send it yet.
Would you put the date when you put the note?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, actually, I usually do. I usually put a date dash and a quick little message note.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how this works. And once you have your profile loaded over here, what I mean by profile is your interest and everything else. Okay. Then when you're here to your main page and you say, get a prospect, it won't ask you again. It's just going to go and get it for you. I can do this all day long. Get a prospect, I can turn around and do that 100 times. And then you guys are going to be super busy starting sharing connection with folks. So now you have your affiliate link, or I should say your landing page. You have your email campaign. And now you can turn around and and this is kind of what I do. Right. So it's pretty straightforward. And now it's going to remind me to follow up with David. Right. And I could go on.
Question.
Go ahead.
Can you, aside from get a lead or whatever there is, hang on to get a lead, get a prospect, can you add people, let's say that you have on your phone and put them in there and set up the emails?
Of course. So if you go back to your list, right?
Mhm. You create different lists.
Correct. You can create, you see all my different lists that are over here, right? So what happens here on whatever, if you go back to this one over there, you can start adding, oh, here's Lucy, right?
Okay.
Right. So she's right here. Now, remember, Lucy, that there's no, this is not the, this is the one that we just created, not the max space. So there's nothing that's going to come out of that. So if you want, for example, if I go to my Max International.
Yes, and those
Oh, she's
ones.
here too. Okay.
Oh, okay,
So now
good.
you're going to start receiving the emails that,
Okay.
okay. Maybe I shouldn't open his emails.
So you
'cause
can create an email for your Max associate.
Yes,
your
of course.
contacts, you know,
Of course. I got here, let's see here, got back up. Sorry, no. Where are you? Max International. Where are you? Oh, my leadership. I have 823 people in here. Okay. I can't click on that because if someone goes in there and they start seeing the emails, it exposes them. But the fact here is, when I send an email, some of you might have received it at one point, but you may end up in your junk mail. So that's why it's a wonderful tool, but the email that are assigned over here, if you go back to, for example, domains, right? Now I'm getting into a lot of details, but I have commit to transform that's assigned to the now site. So when you go to committotransform.com, that's what it's going to send you to, but it won't see that. They're only going to see this. Max Page. If you click Max Page, you're not going to see that. You're going to see my domain. So once you create a domain, you can turn around and start, you can add extra domains. So if I want another domain, I just put my domain name. I select which one do I want, and that's it. Bada boom, bada bing. It's a really, really simple process. And I'm telling you guys, the customer service, they are fantastic. They respond fast, and I really appreciate them. I mean, you can see here, I've been interacting with them from time to time, and they're very, very good. So you don't have to always rely on me or anybody else. You don't have to wait, right? You just deal with them. And I think, I don't know if it's 24/7 because I don't remember what the time frames are, but I think there might be all over the world. They have these third parties that are different parts of the world to support. So I think you always have support there. So it's really, you know, we went a little bit above and beyond, but I think that what I shared here tonight is more than enough. And the goal was really for you to create your website, create your email, but I highly recommend that you start with your train your AI about who you are, how you think, what matters to you, what's important to you. Once you've done that, then you create your business profiles. Okay. And once you've done that, then I suggest you create your website. And when you do, I suggest you select the landing page. You can go back to the video and see what I did there. And if you want to have an example, just go to, again, maxpays.com. You see, you don't see the now site now. You just see the domain that I've assigned it to it. And you can see what I did. And that was a suggestion by Justin, because if someone does not want to leave their emails, I won't lose the sale if they're still curious, and they can go right to the website. And then from there, they want to learn about the product, they want to get a better understanding, and so forth. I've noticed that the affiliate takes a little bit of time to get there, but anyway. So, and you can see that it's more expensive to buy it as an affiliate than becoming a Max associate. So that's a hook. I can show you how I can get that $10 cheaper if you become a Max associate. So that's how the conversion would occur when the time comes. But at the beginning, they can turn around and do all the research and find out all about the product and everything else. And this is what I like. There's some really good information here in reference to their science and our cells and all of these things. And they can choose to purchase, same thing, right? Goes back here, done. So I know that Jonathan is working diligently in getting this resolved. So in short, I think that we've covered a lot of good grounds here, guys. I could go on and on and on and on here. It's 9:15, so I want to keep that reasonable time. But I think, Marie-Paul, we've at least covered some of your question for the leads.
Yeah, I'll have to look at it and play with it.
Yes, for sure, because we could go on for another hour here, and I don't want to do that. But I would recommend, guys, as a call to action here is even if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter, right? You're not going to break anything. I suggest that you create your profile, right? Starting with Teacher AI, create your business profile. Once it's done, click the button on creating a website and creating your email. It's all going to connect. You don't have to worry about the technical stuff. You just need to worry about the content. Once you've done that, I would love for you guys to share it into our Facebook Messenger group together. And you don't have to. I mean, not every one of you would want to do this, but I know some of you have the features, and it'll be great to see what you came up with. Maybe you had beautiful pictures. Maybe there's an idea that we didn't think about. And then we can work that way. And we can share a page with each other. And all the emails, I can share that with you also. That's not a problem.
Don't you do that when you create a team, Chris? Like
Yes.
everybody sees
I'm going to
everybody's
share
stuff
one more
automatic.
time. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So if I go back to the Now site,
Yeah, you
and
can
I go-
start adding your team.
and I go back to, where is this located here again? Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Team manager, team content. Okay. So I created here a Max International. Okay. And these are the websites that I created. Okay. So if you're part of the team, you will see those. You can download this. The email campaign that I was showing you right now, you can download this by clicking these buttons. Okay.
So how do you add them to your team?
Let's see.
Because I know that you've shared with me
Yeah,
the Max.
I did this a few times, and let me just go back to team manager.
Manager probably.
Yeah.
There we
So
go.
right now, I'm going to send you guys an invitation link. Not this one, this one. There we go.
But they have to have the full paid now site to be able to be a team member.
I don't think you need the full package, but let's test it, guys.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
try
put the
it.
link. I'm going to put the
Because
link
I
into the-
understood that you had to be I know that Bill or Linda, if you guys are on, one of you had paid, so you could add them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
So
Linda's paid full, I think.
Linda's paid full, Chris, so
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
add Linda.
Linda, yeah.
so the invitation is there. So
Okay.
you just click on the chat. The link is right in the chat, and I suggest everyone try it. See if you can, because I think it doesn't matter if you have the full package or not. You can still be part of the team, I think. So, and let's create a Max team over here. Okay. And that way, if you're here, you will have access to the content that we just talked about here. Okay. And I believe the one, and I may have to update some of those, but again, let's just go in steps. So if I add, yeah, I can add different sections. So this is the email. The one thing that I would like, again, if you have the package, the emails there that can save you hours that I spent and putting them all together. All you need to do is edit them, edit some of the content to make sure, first of all, it points to you, it goes to your own link and all of these things. And I believe that these, this is the Max International. That's the one I was just sharing with you. When you do that, it will add it to your website, but you need to be logged into your now site.
Now
Okay, so let's kind of give it a pause on this point, because guys, like I said, we can go on, and this call is quite long, but I
Quick
think we
question.
have enough. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm on your, I have a commit to transform. And when I click on website or email campaign or social media marketing post, nothing, it doesn't open up.
I don't think I put anything there on commit to transform.
Oh, so which one? I don't see.
So let's do that personally, Myra Paul, because the call is going to go on and on and on. But
Yeah.
right now, this invitation, I believe, was for Max International.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
So
why it's not there.
yes. Okay. But these are the teams that I created.
Okay.
Okay. And folks, at the end of the day, we've covered so much more than I intended tonight, but I think it's for your benefit. But if I can go back to this over here to kind of summarize the whole thing again, is start with train your AI. I know many of you have done that already, because that's part of the free version, and create your business profiles. Okay. So once you've done that, then go ahead and click these two buttons and follow the instructions that I did in the email. And I think that from that point on, you'll be all set. And once you've done that, then share your link with us so we can look at it and we can comment together and just have fun working with all of these. And the thing, folks, is that we keep evolving. And the point is that I played with the team thing like one time, and I put something there, and I haven't gone back there for about 2 months. So I just need to go back to the button, see exactly what I need to do. But if you click on the link and you add yourself to that team, then I'll start sharing some things with you. So you could save you some time with the website. Okay. But I would like for you to go through the process, because you may want to teach someone in your team that maybe chose to use the software that's giving you the option to get your software for free, because you have 3 referrals. So you may want to teach them what I'm teaching you. Okay. Any other comments or feedback as we end?
Yeah, I don't know if it makes any difference, but on the team, you put me and a couple of others on tomorrow's date. Does that make any difference when you select, when you do your campaign? If I were to put somebody in the team, would that make a difference?
No,
No? Okay.
no, whatsoever. Okay, so let's end on this note, guys, and let's just kind of try this out because I think you guys will have fun with it. And the key again is to have a middle page between a step between your guest going to your affiliate site so you can continue the conversation with them to be able to convert them and help them get a better understanding. And I think some of you will have some great results with that. Okay. So thanks for your time, guys. Sorry the call went a little bit longer this evening, but it's the way it is when you do Q&As when it comes to things like that. But I think that that was a session that could really help you get things started. Okay. Have yourself a great, great rest of your week. Bye for now. Oh, and don't forget on Wednesday, it is Jasmine and Tammy presenting. And I think the
Thursday.
testimonials on Thursday evening. And I sent email twice. There's another one I went out today. I believe this morning is going to be another one coming out this week. And just pay attention to who's doing the testimonials. And Jasmine and Tammy, make sure you know who the testimonials are. I will be driving the back office because I know you two guys need some bit of help with there. And then we'll make sure that it's nice and smooth. Okay, everybody, have a good one. Bye for now.